This is Team Six's media strategy for Celsius for a campaign in 2024. I'm Jessica.
I'm Karina.
I'm Patrick.
And I'm Maggie.
And we'll go ahead and get started with our introduction here. So for our strategic priorities, the main business objective of Celsius was to achieve 15% of revenue growth in the year of 2024. The marketing objective that we've outlined is a hopes to increase market share by 10% in 2024. And our primary communication objectives are to generate awareness, foster engagement, and at the end, drive sales.
Moving into our situational analysis, we will look at an overview of where Celsius is in both internal and external environments. For our strengths, when combined with exercise, the Celsius formula is proven to boost metabolism and help burn body fat. Celsius also manufactures a variety of drinks, including non-carbonated drinks, threatening other energy drink producers. Effective marketing campaigns and a well-defined advertising strategy contribute to the brand's visibility and customer engagement. Now, for our weaknesses, Celsius primarily focuses on energy drinks, which limits its product diversity compared to some competitors who offer a broader range of health-related products. Celsius recently faced a lawsuit for allegedly misleading labels. Although a settlement has been reached, Celsius must exercise caution in the future and can print to avoid potential lawsuits. Product dependence, Celsius heavily relies on the popularity of its fitness drinks, leaving it vulnerable to shifting consumer preferences. For our opportunities, Celsius drinks interest rose by 23% in the past year, reaching 94,000 searches monthly. This growth positions Celsius for potential partnerships to further expand sales. Celsius has pounced on this with several brand ambassadors. The rise of online shopping presents an opportunity for Celsius to expand its e-commerce presence and reach consumers directly. And Celsius focuses on health-oriented consumers in North America, while Monster is a much broader play on the global energy drink. There is room to expand the brand to a more global market. And for threats, price competition with larger beverage companies can put pressure on Celsius's profit margins. Several emerging brands are entering the energy drink category, featuring added health benefits such as Zevia Zero Calorie Energy, Zoa Zero Sugar Energy Drink, and several more. Finally, there have been cultural trends circling around social media regarding the caffeinated energy drink, having several worrying side effects. Some include heart problems and palpitations, while others have been alarmed by the extreme spike in energy levels.
Okay, so moving into the competitive overview, this brand positioning map here helps us to identify where Celsius sits in the competitive landscape of energy drinks. So on one axis, we have a scale of how fitness focused the brand is, and on another axis, we have how caffeinated the beverage is. As shown, Celsius falls in the fitness focused and high caffeinated category, which is competitive in the industry. And then moving into share of voice, as we can see here, Celsius has nearly 30% of the market share. And as we stated earlier, we're hoping to increase this number by 10% in 2024. Here's an overview of all the media mixes for our competitors. We mostly see internet display along with network and cable TV for the main medias.
Going into our target audience, the target audience that we defined through our segmentation, we have our demographics, psychographics, and behaviors. For the demographics, we found the segment would be primarily 18 to 34 years of age. Research shows that men do prefer energy drinks within our target audience, but further analysis shows that the brand positioning of other energy drinks, like Monster and Red Bull, do cater to men's preferences. They also cater less towards the fitness leaning and more towards video games. Therefore, we have not determined a gender preference for Celsius. The highest level of education completed is typically a GED or a high school, but we also saw associate's degree and bachelor degrees within the target segment. The household income is typically low to middle. Most have not been married or never been married, and most are a full-time or part-time employee, or they're are also a college student along with their employment. For our psychographics, We found that friends may ask these individuals for advice on health and nutrition. They also very much enjoy trying new drinks and new products, and expanding their horizons on these products. They prefer to shop online rather than in store, and they may even go online after seeing a product in store to see if they can find a better deal. They're likely to follow, engage with, look at reviews, and trust advertising from a brand on their social media pages, instead of other traditional forms of media. And they are also likely to purchase products celebrities or sports teams use. The ethical moral value of a company does not have much weight in their purchasing decisions, and they're less concerned about ingredients and artificial additives in the product than the average person, but they do show concern about calorie count. The common behaviors for our target segment, they may try to exercise at least once a week, very minimum. And these consumers are likely to change brands for variety or novelty. That kind of goes back to their psychographics of enjoying trying new drinks and new products. They also try to jog, run, or engage in some sort of fitness activity at least once a week, or some noted that they do it just as much as possible. We found that these people are often busy, again, full-time, part-time employees, or college students. They're most likely a member of some sort of health club or gym. And within those health clubs and gyms, they're very likely to notice any advertising, any out-of-home advertising there in the past 7 days. On social media networking websites for 3 or more times a day. So that's typically your Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. They're consistently scrolling through it, often more than 3 times a day. They most likely have not visited websites, magazines, or used any traditional TV within the past 30 days, and that definitely influenced our media channel, positioning and how we chose those channels. They are very likely to notice video ads outside of the home, and they often use their mobile devices to look for local deals. So for our geographics, our PRISM segments were up-and-comers, young and influential, low-rise living, and connected bohemians. So based on those geographics that we found Southern Florida as a primary geographic area, Southern California, and the Upper East Coast, Rhode Island, New York City, those sort of areas were very heavily populated with these segments. Next, we'll go into our personas. So our first persona is laid back Lucy. Lucy is 25, Caucasian, and not married and has no children. She lives in Palmdale, Florida, which is right outside of Los Angeles, but she works at a company in Los Angeles as a full-time market and inventory assistant for a manufacturing company. Her hobbies, she likes to take walks with her dogs, hang out with her friends, work out at Planet Fitness, scroll through and post on social media, your typical early 20s girl. Her shopping behaviors primarily consist of online shopping, very easy access, better deals online, and she often purchases products seen advertised or promoted on her favorite social media sites. Her goals are to try and get motivated to work out more, find an affordable university, go back to school for her bachelor's, try to spend less time on social media, and also find a better work-life balance. Her frustrations are primarily finding time and the motivation to work on her future goals, like getting, back into a workout schedule and also going back to school. Her common media habits are she's a small influencer, so a micro influencer. She does retail story times. Those are pretty common on TikTok. And she also acts as a bystander. So she scrolls through social media rather than actively engaging in posting material. She lacks using traditional media like TV and magazines, and often finds herself listening to celebrities she follows and influencers for tips and product suggestions. She doesn't really watch traditional news networks and instead relies on those same people to update her on current events. Next, we have go-getter Gary. Gary is 32, Caucasian, and is married with a brand new baby. He is located in Sunrise, Florida, which is just outside of Miami. He's a part-time tech support for a local public school system, and he's also a part-time student trying to go back for his bachelor's currently. He likes using social media. He also enjoys gaining new skills and online certifications in his field. He doesn't go out and spend a lot of money so that he can save. He has a new baby, he's going to school, and then taking care of the baby takes up a lot of his time. His shopping behaviors, he is very tech savvy, partially due to his age, partially due to his occupation. He can go in stores and find the best deal online for the same product. His goals are primarily to save money, become more physically fit, provide for his family, get his online degree, and then balance all of those things together. Something he's finding frustrating is the difficulty of balancing it all. He has to study, take care of the baby, go to work, show up on time, and that can all be very exhausting. His media habits, he loves Facebook and Instagram and finds himself scrolling in his little free time. He chooses not to use traditional media and finds it old-fashioned, but he enjoys the fast-paced nature of social media and primarily gets his news from online magazines and newspapers. So we have chosen Gary for a consumer decision journey. So this is kind of a day in Gary's life and how he would come across Celsius as a potential product to buy. So Gary has some big changes recently in his life. He's deciding to go back to school, he's working part-time, and his wife just had their first child. All of these aspects are beginning to tire him. He gets very little sleep and has little to no free time to focus on his health. His morning coffee just is not doing it for him anymore, so he's trying out new forms of energy supplements and drinks to help him feel more energized. Despite Gary trying healthy coffee options, energy supplements, and taking suggestions from his friends who are also parents, he can't seem to get to the energy level he needs to feel good about himself through the day while handling everything that life throws. Exhausted from taking care of his child, he begins to scroll through his phone to stay awake. While mindlessly scrolling through Instagram, he sees an ad pop up for Celsius energy drinks. He's heard of Celsius before, but thought it wouldn't have enough caffeine since it is so healthy compared to other energy drinks. Gary's driving to work on Monday morning after a long weekend. He's going to pull into his favorite coffee shop for a spike of energy when he sees a billboard ad for Celsius. He remembers a chat he had with his friend, a self-proclaimed fitness guru who swears by Celsius. His friend even gave him one to try, and Gary loved the taste. Rather than turning into the coffee shop, he goes to the gas station next door to check out their options. He goes to the Celsius section and picks up the flavor his friend gave him and grabs 2 other flavors that he hasn't tried yet. He makes the purchase and heads to work to start the day.
After determining the target audience, we will look at the strategy of reaching our consumers through different media. To create a comprehensive media plan aligned with Celsius's main communication goals of generating awareness, fostering engagement, and driving sales, a mix of paid, owned, and earned media were selected. Under the paid category, we have the bulk of our channels, including the outdoor billboard / posters, sports team / event sponsorships, Instagram advertisements, mobile YouTube ads, outdoor billboards and poster ads, public transportation ads, Snapchat ads, online magazine ads, Facebook ads, and online radio ads. As for earned and owned media, we have online brand content and product samples. We will further go into why these channels are crucial to achieving Celsius's goal shortly. To visually represent where the budget is allocated to each channel, I've created a chart depicting the distribution of the budget. As you can see, most of our budget is going towards outdoor video screen ads and sport event sponsorships. This media flow chart shows us an overview of when each channel will be active throughout the campaign and the total GRPs used for each channel. Now we will break down each individual channel.
Okay, so starting off with outdoor video screen ads. For our outdoor video screen ads, we have allocated $6 million between Southern California and Southern Florida with a total of 1,000 GRPs. The 1,000 GRPs will be divided between our 2 geographic areas, Southern Florida and Southern California. We'll have a focus on larger cities such as Los Angeles and Miami in high traffic areas. Selecting this channel makes sense due to the nature of the product. Celsius is something people often pick me up on the go, on their commute to work, school, or if they just need a boost of energy. Our target audience is also highly likely to notice advertisements outside of the home. Then we have our sports team and event sponsorship. We have allocated $5 million towards a sponsorship with the UCLA women's gymnastics team. The 177 GRPs will be divided between the months of February to April, with April having the most due to this being the end of the season. Selecting this channel makes sense because Celsius is very fitness and health focused. Having a large group of young athletes supporting our brand reaches a wider range of our target audience. UCLA is known for their gymnastics team, and their reputation will help us boost our own. Now we have Instagram ads. We have strategically allocated $3,920,000 of our budget towards implementing national Instagram advertisements. The months of January through July will see the distribution of the 700 GRPs. There will be a total of 100 GRPs every month. Selecting this channel makes sense for Celsius as they are leveraging the platform's visual appeal and widespread user base. Instagram promotes communication and customer interaction, which inevitably leads to overall success. Okay, so now we have YouTube ads mobilely, which is like on the phone. A total of $3,586,978 of our budget will be used to launch a series of nationwide mobile YouTube ads. The 520 GRPs are scheduled for the months of January, February, May, and June, as well as September and October. Each month will receive between 86 to 88 GRPs. Selecting this channel makes sense for Celsius because of YouTube's engagement, features, and targeting options, allowing Celsius to tailor their ads effectively. So we have $3,550,000 towards our outdoor billboards and poster ads. There was a total of 500 GRPs. It was equally divided over the 5 months of January, February, June, and July, dividing it equally between Southern Florida and Southern California. Similar to outdoor video screen ads, we want to catch our audience in the go where we know they are likely to notice our advertisements. A total of $420,000 will be going towards the use of our public transportation advertisements. The 900 GRPs were spread evenly 50-50 across each month of January, February, March, April, May, September, October, November, and December between New York City and Rhode Island. Public transportation ads are a good choice for Celsius because it reaches people on the go. We also chose the Northeast for this channel because of the common use of public transportations in cities like New York. In the last 3 months of the year, we spent a total of $2,124,337 on Snapchat advertisements. The total number of GRPs nationally was 531, making it 177 GRPs in October, November, and December. Snapchat is popular among young teens and young adults. Snapchat ads are good for Celsius because it helps them target a younger audience. Our total budget for online magazine ads mobilely ended up being $2,027,400. 186 GRPs were spread throughout Self, Alive, Muscle, and Health magazines in the months of January, March, and May. Mobile online magazine ads are relevant to the success of Celsius because it's reaching people who are out and about, which is a key point of the brand. Seeing this advertisement while the customer is reading a magazine of their interest on their phone can cause a frequency illusion. We spent a total of $1,872,000 on Facebook advertisements mobilely. There was a total number of 720 GRPs nationally split evenly all 12 months of the year. Because of Facebook's extensive user base with millions of users all over the world, it can help Celsius reach people that wouldn't normally hear about the brand, expanding our customer base. $1,288,442 was spent on online radio ads on the platforms Apple Music and Spotify. The total number of GRPs was 253 nationally. 50 GRPs in March, 50 in April, 50 in September, and 53 in October. Placing ads on Apple Music and Spotify is a great way for a brand to reach its target audience as well as drive brand awareness. A total of $1 million of our budget will be used towards our owned media. We had a total of 300 GRPs split evenly into 50 from the months January through June. Our product samples were shared throughout Southern California and Southern Florida. Owned media is crucial for Celsius as it provides a controlled and customizable platform. enabling direct communication with the audience and the ability to establish long-term brand authority. A total of $902,279 of our budget will be going toward LinkedIn ads. We have a total of 156 GRPs nationally over the months of June, July, and August. LinkedIn ads are useful because it could target a large range of hardworking people who could use the boost of caffeine from a Celsius beverage. $180,000 went to earned media. We had a total of 600 GRPs nationally, evenly split into 50 over the course of 12 months from online brand content from friends. Earned media can benefit Celsius by leveraging third-party endorsements, enhancing brand credibility, and building trust.
Okay, so this is the overview of our final delivery plan. So there's a total of 6,543 GRPs used, and it reaches 99% of our target audience with an average frequency of 66. And the total cost of this plan uses $34,871,436 of our budget, which is $35 million. And then to break down our flow chart here, we'll first look at our out-of-home media channels. So our campaign focuses on the pulsing approach to our timing, and we wanted to make sure that we had enough GRPs for each geographic location, since our target audience is likely to recognize out-of-home advertisements. We chose to also advertise more heavily in the beginning of the year due to that partnership with UCLA. Next, we look at our online channels. So we allocated a large amount of our GRPs to our target audience's media habits once again. And at the beginning of the year, we also allocated a lot more GRPs there due to the partnership with the UCLA gymnastics team, but also we wanted to factor in that a lot of people have New Year's resolutions of wanting to focus on their fitness and health. So we factored that in and added some extra GRPs to the beginning of the year as well. So next on the flow chart, we have our partnership with UCLA gymnastics team. So for this, we focus on the 3 competitive months for the team, which is February through April. And we wanted to end strong in April, mostly because that's when people will be watching the most championships and stuff. And then finally, we end with our earned and owned media. So for these, we targeted the beginning of the year, again, to target that partnership and the idea of the New Year's resolutions. So this is just the overview of the total flow chart, and you can see at the bottom, there's the totals of the GRPs and the budget used.
Next, we'll go a little bit into how we're going to measure these. So for our measurement plan, we want to achieve 15% revenue growth in 2024. How we're going to track this is by tracking the increase in sales geographically, focusing on the different areas through out-of-home media, specifically like Southern California, Southern Florida, and Northeast United States. We also want to track in-store and online sales. We want to compare revenue at the beginning of the campaign, so January 2024, to the end of the campaign, December 2024, and throughout, to see if it's consistent or if there's a rise or if there's a decrease in our revenue for each month. And then increase market share by 10% in 2024. We want to monitor our competitor share of voice, monitor page visits to our own website and our own owned media, monitor own social media metrics, like increased follower count, increased likes per post, increased shares, etc. Any metrics that you can find on your traditional social media platforms. And then also we are going to measure increasing target audience awareness by 85%. So we want to monitor our sponsorship engagement with the UCLA team, evaluate target audience brand recall through surveys, being able to recall our brand right off the top of their head without being told that it's a survey about Celsius, and then also track new sales and our loyalty metrics.
In conclusion, as Celsius continues to gain popularity for its energy drinks and supplements, it is advisable to conduct a careful assessment of both the advantages and potential drawbacks before finalizing your purchase. Consider individual health goals, dietary preferences, and any sensitivities to specific ingredients. It is also beneficial to explore alternative products in the market to ensure that your choice aligns with your unique needs and preferences. Taking these factors into account will help you make a well-informed decision and select the product that best suits your specific requirements.